go to find out how hard it is to skate. It's hard. It's rad because you got to take a hike, you got to take a boat, you got to sweep the fuck out of it, and then I love when people show up with just their regular skateboards and go, you know, I don't get it. But you got to have bigger wheels, kind of softer wheels, and you got to totally change your pump from going like this to like that, and it's a whole nother experience.
Then you pump like to get higher. It's like you build it up, and then once you're up above earth, it's kind of like you're just keeping your spot.
Well, that was after getting stoked by Ruben and those guys and getting hooked up. Greg Carroll hooked me up at Think and sponsored me there, and Jake at Thrasher was stoking me out. And they decided to take me to the Tampa Pro. And I was like, all right. And so we went out there, and it was funny because the night before we left, I skated at Jake's ramp because they built a ramp at Jake's warehouse, which now is still there, the Thrasher ramp. I don't know what you want to call it, but I was learning some, like a disaster or something. I don't even know. Like, I was skating there, totally fucked up, hurt my knee pretty bad. Like, I could barely walk. And then that night I had to play a show at the Cover Wagon, which was ridiculous, and then flew out the next morning, which now I would never do that. But did it and thinking like, oh, I'm just going to go. I can't even really, my knee's fucked. I'm fucked, whatever, I fucked up. And then went there and just like hanging out, got hyped, skating the street course. First thing I did was like take out Caballero's shins on the mini like street course thing. I didn't know. I was like they probably thought, who the fuck is this joker? I was hyped to be out there. It was cool. And so I didn't know what they wanted. Like, I'm like, so do you want me to do the street contest? Like the obstacle, what do you want me? And they're like, no, the vert. I'm like, vert? I'm not even, I can, like, Bob Burnquist was there. Tony Hawk was there. You want me to do the vert contest? I thought I was going to do like some jumps and do my little like, well, I'm doing a hang 10, yeah. Whatever, dude. And it just, so we did the vert contest, and Max Schaaf was like, just do every trick that you ever learned, or do every trick you ever made up and ever learned. So I just like, you know, whatever. It was just hype. The energy was probably pretty rad. So I just tried everything I could do, and it worked out pretty good. It was funny because I qualified second. Like, Tony Hawk beat the Hawks. Like, it was just like, what? You know, they were just laughing. Like, the guys like Greg and Peter and those guys were just cracking up. But then other guys were bummed. Like, some guys came up to me and they were like, yeah, that sucks that so-and-so couldn't get in the thing. And then, like, this other guy who works for Powell was like, yeah, some guys are pretty upset. But then I was like, man, is this how contests are? This sucks. Like, I got bummed. I really did kind of get, like, bummed. Then did the finals and did whatever. And I probably came in last, I think. I don't even know. I don't like the last 10, but still. But then they were stoked at the awards. Brian gave me $100 just for like coming out. Hey, I just want to give this guy $100 for coming out. So I was like hyped, and I was hanging out with Dan Drawable because it was like Think and that team, Wade, and it was super cool. They're great guys, and like Preston, and it was cool. I mean, those guys do that 1,000 times. Like they do that all year. That was the only time I did it. So this is Japan. This is my Thrasher Mako cover that never made it. And then once Bryce was over and Bryce was doing the indie book, and I go, oh man, you guys see this book, this picture, since it's indie, you know, indie air. And he was like, oh, I gotta have that, you know. It's the perfect timing. He got the perfect timing on it. Makes it look like I'm upside down. Tsuyoshi took the picture. That's when I first met him. And a rad shot, but I guess it just didn't make the cut. Tsuyoshi's my main man from Japan. Phelim Crew. He's my, he hooks me up. He sponsors me, makes me a board. He's taking me to Japan. He's rules, the best.
Is that who you ride for now?
Yeah, Phelim Skateboards.
You have a board out with them?
Yeah, check it out. I put this up because this was, Tsuyoshi made me a board, Phelim, Team Phelim, Pete Hawks. And anyway, when I went there to Japan, after he did it, I had all the guys on the team and just everyone who was hanging out sign it in Japanese and English, but I was super stoked. Look, these guys are awesome, rad dudes, and I was hyped to bring it back. Phelim Crew. Well, the first time I didn't know anything. I went with Jake, and they took me on a trip. It was Jake and Luke and Karma. Just Thrasher. I was going to the Lost Skate Park, and I've been getting a lot of miles out of that trip.
I'm filming.
Filming to stir up the pot. Yeah.
Tuesday night fights. How was that?
Well, when I first went there, Jake lived there, and maybe Julian lived there. Andy always lived there. Different people lived there through the years. And Chris ended up moving in. I think then Kevin lived there for a long time. And they set up those Tuesday night sessions that were just bonkers. Like you'd show up and walk through the door, and there'd be just feet lining the, and that wasn't a big ramp. It was a pretty small ramp, and they're just every bit of the decks were just filled, and music, and Tuesday night just go off. People would be taking it out there. Session to One Man Army. It was rad. And it was the raddest skating to bands. Like, I don't care what band, but it just seems like you're in this video. You feel like you're in a rock video skating.